Hello and welcome to another video from Miniature Tanks Company. This video we will be assembling an airplane instead of a tank, the Ford Trimotor. So first of all, before you assemble anything, you want to separate all the parts. There's this part, cut away the things here. So cut, and that piece to cut, that piece to cut. Okay, good. This is a pretty big kit. All right, piece by piece, just making sure. Now, let's cut these. Those pieces are good, but this piece is in many pieces, so let's carefully. All right. So you see how that all cut away. And there's this piece. Piece by piece. And then there's these. Cleaning up these sprues here. Same for this one. I would say this kit is a more advanced one. I believe that I'm working with HO scale. I don't think I did this as 172 here for this demonstration. I believe it's HO scale. Partially so it can just fit in the camera of such a large one. So clip there, great. Now there's just a few more clips to do. Excellent, that's good. Now the clipping is done. Now we can start to glue this together. Let's start with the most obvious pieces. Just put a bunch of glue here. Like I said, these are just the most obvious ones here. Alright, so that big piece is gluing together. Up next, the next most obvious piece is to glue these together. So that's what we're going to do. You can see how that all worked out. Good. There's that. While we're waiting for some of that to dry, let's work with some of these smaller pieces. So get a little bit of dabs of glue there. And now let's do the other side. Good. Now let's do these wheels, why not? Good. All right. That's working out pretty well. Yes, so this is the way this piece should be glued. There's a few things you need to pay attention to. This, how there's two, that's the way, and then this should be on the right side. And it going like that, you should look at the piece, and this part should be taller than this part. You know, the wing should be going like that. That's the way I believe that should be. Yep. So let's commit to that, see how it goes. Excellent. All right, there's that. The next task for us is, let's put a little glue on the front here. And this front motor we're gonna put there. And then while we're at it, why don't we one there, there. It's a trimotor, so 3 motors. Very good. Things are coming together. While those other things are drying, let's take these pieces and glue them together. That's the way they should look. So carefully put a little glue, and then very good. Let's do the other one. Good. That's the way those pieces should look like. Now the wings should look like this, not like this. That doesn't work. So go ahead and put a bunch of glue here. Alright, that's how that should look. Up next, what we have is these wings like that. But let's put some glue here. And just get this back piece of the plane on. Make sure that is glued on correctly. That piece right there. And now, let's put the wings on each side. Let's do the other side now. Rather big pieces, even for a smaller scale. All right, let's zoom out. That's the way it should look like, looking good. Now let's get to some of the more detailed parts. Here's this. That's the way that should be. So, putting larger amounts of glue there, just to make sure it glues. And this would be where you should have some good bonding glue. Loctite is fine, but you could get a faster bonding Loctite. Honestly, that worked out just fine. So now, do the same for the other side. Just stick. That would be good. Nope. All right, that's the way that should be looking. I think I will go ahead and let that dry for a bit and make sure it was good. So, while this big plane parts are drying, let's work on some of the more intricate little pieces. Put a little glue there. And let's try to get this piece here. That's good. Then we do the other one. Kind of probably the hardest part of this kit, but if you can get this done, then you're good. If you're working with small scales, I would suggest a magnifying glass and tiny little tweezers and stuff. Good. So that's the way we want it. And then up next, that's the way that should go. So you put a bunch of glue here. And now there we go. That's the way you want it to look like. So let's do the other side. All right, that's the way you want those to look like. So that's good. Alternatively, you have these wheels. You could have used them, but those are kind of cool looking as well. So there's that option for you. So while we're kind of waiting here, let's put some glue here and here. Oh, that was a lot of glue, wow. But oh well. And some glue there. Loctite is running out of glue, so that's why. First try, just kidding. Then get this piece there. Good. Good enough for me. Now this piece is on the wing eventually. We can do that later. All right, let us hope that these wheels are in a place where we can glue them now. This, you want to make sure it's a flat surface, so sand it down, perhaps. But after all, that's the way you want it to be. So, let me move these parts here so you can actually see what's going on. That's how you want that to be. Miraculously, it will stay. Oh, that one didn't stay. In this process, probably the best way to do this would be get a glue there and then put this piece onto that piece. Like so. So you can see how that should be. Now let's do this side. So what you want to do is let those dry. Once they're dry, then we can do the next step. Well, up next, we got the next task to do. Whoa. There you go. Put a bunch of glue on those spots. Now, carefully, okay, that's good. And same for this side. Oh no. All right, there you go. Now, let that dry, for sure. Let that dry for a long time. But while that's drying, we can do the propellers later. All right, so finishing up this kit, let's, after you let that dry, those wheels, all that. A bit complicated to do, but if you have fast setting glue, that would be very good. So I'm putting some glue there, some glue there, and some glue there, and actually some glue there as well. And so now let's do this. Let's put this propeller here. Let's put this propeller here. And then that propeller there. And last but not least, let's put this thing there. So I'm going to put that upright, but I'll just do that after this video. Anyways, there it is, available at miniaturetanks.com. Thank you so much for watching. And this you can fix, so the Ford Trimotor plane.